Hey, so it seems like we're going to be in the sunroom for the whole morning. So let's keep going. Oops. The next tool that we're going to look at is called Five Whys. Okay, Five Whys seems like very simple, but it's not as that simple. But the logic here is to understand the root cause. So sometimes the X variable that you look at, that you find, is not the root cause yet, is something that we're doing, right? And then you say, okay, but why are we doing this? And why are we doing this? And why are we doing this? So it's a way to dig into uh, why are things that way. So like investigating the universe, my 6 years old do that a lot. Why? 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 And that's kind of normal for kids, but not for adults because we're kind of if we ask why, I think it can sound less as we don't know stuff. So people kind of do that less and less. But what we want, and we want to drill in here, if you want to solve a problem, you want to ask a lot of whys because you want to know the reasons of things until, and you dig into the five because that's kind of a place where you find the actual root cause of the problem, right? So that's a way to get into the root cause and more in the kind of structure of how things are being done. And five is a rule of thumb. It doesn't have to be five, right? So let's think about this problem here. So what is the problem here? Yes, you guys have to say it loudly. The problem is you have four engineers here. Of course, they're engineers. We are at a business school, and and you have his janitor here, and he's saying, "Oh, the machine is not working because you right don't have the plug in the outlet." So screw is not working. Why? It's unplugged. Solution. Well, let's plug it, right? And that's how people do things 99% of the time. What is the problem here of doing that? Well, if you plug it again, it will happen again because someone unplugged it, right? So if you don't understand why someone unplugged it and you don't go deep dive into the root cause of that, you're not going to solve the problem. You're just going to make it disappear until someone goes there and unplug it again. So you didn't find out the root cause. Okay? You just had a quick fix, or we'll call it a firefighting situation. That creates a firefighting situation where you're just firefighting every day, right? And problems are happening, and problems are always the same over and over again. Why are they always the same? Well, because people don't tend to understand root cause. They tend to jump to conclusion and take the aspirin, but don't try to find out why you have a headache, right? So they tend only to take something that will alleviate the pain right away, but don't understand why it has happened, so you don't fix it, so it keeps happening over and over and over again. And that's the quick fix. That's the firefighting that companies and people in companies do every day. What we want is to understand the root cause. So, okay, let's go back. This is not good. Understand the five whys. Why is the computer not working? Because it's not plugged. Why isn't it unplugged? Because the cable has been pulled out. Why? Because something got hooked on the cable. Why? Because the cable lies on the floor and gets in the way. So now we understand, and maybe that's only four whys. That's okay. Five is just the name. Now we can have a solution that stops the problem from happening again and again and again and again. And this is a solution. Okay? And then, it is too long. We'll have six actually. Why? Well, we don't know. So we can have two things. We can shorten the length, or we can tape it into the wall so no one can unplug it. We can bring it to next computer, put the computer in front of it, plug it. Is not a solution to the problem of people unplugging it, right? So this is a very tricky mindset that we need to learn how to do it, and it's a require practice to do that. And you can do that with problems in life as well. Think about root causes instead of quick fix things. Okay, and that's called the 5 whys. It's important to understand that there's a lot of ways to go, right? There's an infinite number of whys, right? There's not one answer for things. So that's what this slide is showing, right? So the weld robot stops in the mid of operations. Why could he stop? What is the possible things that he can do? Oh, it could be human error, robot damage, a fuse is blown, or wrong sequence. And then you have to investigate and find, oh, actually it was the fuse that's blown. Why is the fuse blown? Well, you can have 3 different things that can happen. It could be electric surge, circuit overload, or old. And then you have to find ways to actually disqualify the other ones or find out the real one. And that goes on and on and on and on. So this is just to show that, it's not a simple tool. It looks simple, but you can have 1,000 different pathways when you go in the 5 whys. So we have to investigate each one of them to understand if we're in the right place, in the right path.